Good morning, it's Miss Plummer. I'm back with Becoming the Beast. This is our third section. So we will start on chapter 8, Shower of Shame. Jody has the indoor rain booth in my litter box room. She uses it several days a week, but I refuse. I mean, what self-respecting cat wants to stand in the rain? Regardless, Jody started this awful new thing. She decided I should go to a new torture place. This place didn't have Dr. Simon. It had a lady named Gracie, who also was a teacher. This place was called Possibilities. By the name, I thought it was a place where I'd learn about all the possible things I could do with my paws, and therefore my claws. Sadly, I was wrong. It was just a ploy to try and get felines to be okay with going there. Guess what, Jasper? I'm taking you to see Gracie today, Jody said a little too excitedly. So, I replied while closing my eyes. Then, my nose awakened me. I squinted and I watched as she slid a bowl of yummy food with gravy into my plastic jail. Listen, Miss Fuzzy Hair, you took me to Dr. Simon just last week, so you can't be taking me there, I determined. Go on in, Jasper. Get a tasty treat, she suggested. Well, I did wake up, so I should go get that before you decide to eat it. And that's Jasper going in. I put my front paws in, but kept my back paws out. Oh my goodness, this is my favorite, I mumbled while eating the yummy turkey. In fact, it was so good that I entered the plastic cell completely so I could lick the bowl completely clean. It would be a shame to leave even a smidgen, that means tiny bit, of gravy. Slam! To be honest, it wasn't a slam, but it seemed like a slam. I mean, she locked me into the plastic prison, and then she did the unthinkable. She lifted it and loaded me in the car. My cowardly lion kicked into automatic pitiful crying. Let me out! Let me out! I begged, but Miss Fuzzy Hair just ignored me. She was heading uptown just like she does when she takes me to Dr. Simon. Then she turned left. I repeat, she turned left. I'm saved! No shot! How bad could this be? Well, if only I had imagined I would never have been lured into the cell with turkey and gravy. It's almost too awful to even tell you, but I'll try. Hi, Jasper. I've heard so much about you, Gracie cooed at me. She seemed like a human under my spell. Can you use the flea shampoo? Jody asked. He's been scratching a lot. No problem. I'll text you when he's ready for pickup, Gracie added. Then Jody left. I remember when she'd leave me at the vet and they operated on me. I recalled when she left and was captured by Ohio, and now she was leaving me again. Granted, I'm the king, but she should know that she needed to stay with me. I sat quietly in my prison, hoping they'd forget about me. The next thing I knew, Gracie put a handcuff on my neck. Well, I guess it would be a neck cuff. Anyway, Jody tried that when I first moved in with her, but I'd gag on it until I could wrangle my head out of it. Sometimes it would get caught in my jaw and I'd start gagging. So Jody gave up. Gracie didn't. The neck cuff was attached to a long ribbon. I thought maybe she was getting ready to play with me. No. I repeat, no. She did not play with me. She did not take my temperature. She put me in an indoor rain room. Rain poured down on me. Then she put this goop all over me and she rubbed it. And the rubbing was nice, but I was still in the rain room. And I didn't think anything could be worse than a shot or getting my temperature taken. But I was wrong. The rain room ranked as the most rotten of them all. Finally, the rain stopped. The suds were rinsed away. Surely Jody was back. No, she wasn't. Do you know what Gracie did? You will never guess. Okay, I'll tell you. She took my picture. I repeat, she took my picture. How rude. Finally, water torture was over. Here is a picture of Jasper after his shower. As you can tell by his face, he is not a happy cat. Well, it was. But the next room was the wind room. It was awful. She aimed air at me and she tried to get rid of all the rain that she just put all over me. Well, that was awful. You know what I did? I'll tell you. I hunkered down in the back corner of my new metal jail cell. I didn't like what she was doing to me, so I refused to make her job easier. And then I heard it, the glorious sound of my rescuer. The one who brought me here in the first place reached my wind-dried ear. How'd he do? Jody asked. Well, he did fine, but he was not a fan of the dryer at all. We have a fan blowing on him in his cage, but I think he's been traumatized enough. The air will dry him soon enough, Gracie added. Within minutes, I was safely back in our car. I stayed curled up in the back of my cell. I refused to interact with Jody. She was the one who made me endure the agony of my water and wind episodes. You smell so much better, Jasper. Are you a clean kitty? Jody asked. No, I'm not answering you. That was awful, and I never want to go back. I was sure she was convinced. Alas, I was wrong. She started to take me to the rain and wind torture once a year. It was positively awful. And our next chapter, chapter 9, mail delivery. Knock, knock. Don't answer it. It's probably the blue man or the landlord or some other person that I did not invite, I ordered. Jody ignored me. She opened the door a bit, and I heard the voice of a lady. You have a delivery, ma'am. You can sign here, the intruder stated. I had no choice but to go protect my human. Before I could hiss or spit, Jody grabbed me up in her arms. Sorry, he's not the nicest of cats, she explained to the blue lady. I wondered if all the blue people were related. The blue lady reached to pet my head. Whoa, lady, you did not have permission to touch King Jasper. There will be a consequence for your choice, I warned. Jody had to put me down so she could sign a thing for the blue lady, and the lady left down the sidewalk. Excuse me, peasant, you are not granted permission to walk away, I warned as I chased her down the sidewalk. Jasper, no, Jody hollered. The blue lady stopped and she looked back at Jody. And then, just as I was getting ready to pounce on the departing peasant, Jody grabbed me again. Wow, a cat who chases mail carriers. I wouldn't have believed it if I hadn't seen it, she exclaimed. Well, Jasper is no ordinary cat. He's an arrogant cat who thinks he's a king, Jody explained. And then she relayed the saga. That's a fancy word for story. About the tall mailman who thought I was a cute little kitty. I guess you're right, ma'am. He's no cat like I've ever seen, she agreed. That's certain. He's a beast of a cat, Jody said. I wasn't sure if she said it proudly or sadly. I think it was a mixture of the two. Beast? King? I'm not sure which I liked better, but I certainly knew I liked it a whole lot better than being called a cute little kitty. That just makes me want to hack up a hairball. And today's final chapter, chapter 10, Christmas Caper. Oh, Christmas tree, I know you're in here just for me. Oh, Christmas tree, you're what I always long to see. I love when Jody puts my tree up in the house. Every year, it's a great time of fun and adventure. Not only does she hang noisy ornaments on the bottom branches for me to knock off and hit around the house, but she puts the tree by the window. There I can gaze outside and stand guard over my kingdom. Well, that's what she did back in the day. Then she decided it would be safer away from the window. She thought moving it would curb my desire to climb it. Alas, there is nothing that keeps a cat from wanting to climb a tree. So each year I climbed it or I tried to climb it. Soon Jody would sit the water police right next to her chair and would take aim if I even looked like I was going to try to climb it. Then she had the audacity, this means bold or rude behavior, which in this case was both, of locking me out of the living room whenever she left the house. How rude. I think she had forgotten that I was the king. Sorry, bud, you can't be in the living room while I'm at work because I don't trust you, she explained with a chuckle. Excuse me? This is my house, and you can't lock me out of the best room of house. Well, it's the best room for a month, but still, for today, it's the best room, I commanded. I failed. She picked me up, put me on her bed, and shut the door. I cried pitifully, hoping to make her feel bad. Failed again. She just chuckled and left in the dark morning hours. Therefore, in order to share quality time with my tree, I had to alter my behavior. It was quite difficult and took great self-control. However, soon I was simply enjoying the treasures below the tree. What treasures, you ask? Well, Jody would put paper and ribbons on boxes, so I couldn't jump inside to play or hide, but I had the great enjoyment of laying on top of them, and even better was when I could use my claws to slice open the paper and gnaw the bows and the ribbons with my sharp teeth. Ah, those were great moments and created stupendous memories. Then she changed it again. Soon she was no longer putting ribbons and bows on the wrapped treasures. Granted, it was not nearly as much fun for me, but I still could rip through the paper to make the box know who was boss. In fact, after the first couple years, I started looking for ways to help Jody wrap the boxes in the paper. Okay, if I'm honest, I wasn't being helpful. I just loved the sound of the crinkly paper as I walked over it and then sprawled out on it to rest. Again, Jody did not seem to appreciate my assistance. However, before she'd tell me to scat and lock me out of the room, she would, yes, she would take a picture. You see, my human knew that I was a feline, heading toward fame. I was already developing a fan club. Granted, I also had foes, but my fans outweighed my foes. To be honest, even my foes seemed to enjoy hearing about my beastly behavior. Go figure. Then slowly, the treasures below my tree would disappear. Part of them disappeared before her work gave her time off to hold me for winter naps. The rest disappeared before the night that Jody would go to Connor's house. I knew she went to his house because I could smell him and his cats. Yes, Jody would go to Connor's house and hold his cats. She'd come home with their hair and scent all over her shirt and hands, and at first it bothered me. But I figured they must be sad cats since she always came home with no additional cats just to live with me. Face it, I'm the best beast in this town. And tomorrow we will begin with chapter 11, which is UPSNO. And here, I don't know if you can see it, is a picture of a lovely rip in a Christmas present. And here you see how Jasper was trying to help me wrap presents. I hope you are enjoying how he's becoming a beast. Have a great day.